The Big Dark, Peace in Innsmouth, Part 2.
Hello, boys. Nice night for it.
The men grab Clara and drag her kicking and screaming into the church. By the time I have gotten all I can from the fallen in the cellar, Peace and his men re-enter the dank place and are amazed. The once ranting fallen sits quietly as I tell the men what he told me. It seems, agents, that Innsmouth has been being used as a breeding ground for the fallen, to make more demons for their army for decades, even before the darkness.
What? How can that be?
It seems some old ship captain sold the town to the fallen before the turn of the century, and ever since the place has been festering. I'd say most, if not all of the residents are demons at the very least, and there are quite a few fallen among them. These fallen prefer the sea, though. This one says that they have a base of operations out in the coral reef off the shore. Plus there's the Church of Dagon in the center of town. Dagon is the head fallen here, and as the place's name implies, they worship him. Peace looks thoughtfully as he tries to wrap his head around the idea of a town run by fallen. Just then another one of his men enters and whispers in his ear. I overhear a few scant words, but what I hear alarms me. The man reported something about a young female being taken into the church. I jump up in fear. That woman! The one who was taken. I believe it was my assistant. She is in great danger.
You have an innocent girl with you? What is her name? It isn't Miriam by any chance.
No, her name is Clara, and I must retrieve her. Out of my way!
Professor, you can't. We'll organize.
I rush out of the place to go after Clara, but I hear the fallen behind me speaking his last words. Let him go. You are all dead anyways. With that, the innkeeper dies as he twists his own neck until it's snapped. I run towards the church, but inside Clara is already formulating a plan. Clara is being dragged through the foyer to the main church. She knows her time runs short. The men holding her are not fallen. She can tell from their grip. Not nearly as strong as fallen, and she, unfortunately, would know. Clara fakes a stumble, and one of the men loses his grip. That is all she needed, as she swings her foot up, connecting with the most delicate parts of the man who still holds her. He is down instantly, but the other makes to grab the suddenly active girl. Clara shows her years of living in the new world as she kicks out at her attacker's legs and then slams her fist down on his throat. She doesn't know if she's killed him, but he is definitely out for the count. She needs the other man, who is crumpled on the floor, rendering him into a blissful unconsciousness. She then bolts out into the internal darkness. Clara runs back towards the inn and our car. She turns a corner in her dead panic and plows straight into Peace. Both end up in a pile on the cobblestones, but it is Clara who is up first. She looks down at the handsome man on the ground and starts to run, but stops when he calls out her name.
Wait, are you Clara? Or, acquaintances of the professor?
The professor? Where is he?
He went looking for you. Didn't you see him?
No! Oh God, they must have gotten him. We have to go back. We have to save him.
No, we have to get out of here. I'm sorry, but if they have the professor, it's probably already too late. I'm with the government. We have a task force en route. This place will be taken down. Your safety is paramount now.
No, you don't understand. We have to get the professor, and if you're not going to help me, I'll do it myself.
Peace just looks at the strong girl in wonder. I know how stubborn she can be. Peace follows, and the two head back to the church, and certain death, just to save me. Peace picks up a few of his men on the way, but 4 against the town of Innsmouth, and whatever is in the Church of Dagon, probably won't be enough. Peace tells his men to cover the entrances, and to go in on his mark. The men synchronize their timepieces and go off. Clara stands up and walks right through the church's door that she had been dragged through not long ago.
Jesus, Clara, wait! It's not time.
It may already be too late.
Peace rushes after the girl with his revolver drawn. He's seen his share of risky situations, but this was just dumb. Dames, they'll get you every time. Clara walks right through the foyer. Her captors no longer on the floor. She slams open the doors to the sepulchre, and inside is what seems like an entire town of Innsmouth. Their eyes all go from the large fallen in his true form on the pulpit back to Clara and Peace as they interrupt the sermon. I stand on the dais next to the fallen called Dagon. His true form is of a fish-like creature, and the smell from him assaults my nostrils. Clara!
Professor!
Apprehend the intruders!
The whole congregation stands and moves towards Clara and Peace. Peace is about to fire, and Clara screams. Just as the tableau in front of me is about to end poorly for my friends, the stained glass windows of the church explode, with black-clad armed men swinging with rifles blazing. Pieces of reinforcements have arrived. I hit the floor as all hell breaks loose. The screaming and firing of rifles is deafening, and I start to crawl towards Clara. I see Peace shield her with his body as he shoots down his share of the Innsmouth folk. I make it to Clara as the slaughter ends. She hugs me and cries, and I hug back. After an appropriate amount of time, Clara, Peace, and I find ourselves on the hill overlooking the town. The whole place is ablaze, and Innsmouth is all but wiped off the map. A huge explosion is seen and heard off the coast a ways.
The reef. We had a sub in the area, and I pulled a few strings. The fallen plot is at least finished.
So it's over?
For now. Dagon escaped in the chaos, but we'll find him eventually.
But what of all the people living here? They weren't all evil.
It had to be done. We make the hard decisions, Professor. But we do it to keep everyone safe.
Well, I don't feel safe. I storm off. Genocides rarely put me in a good mood. Clara stays to say her goodbyes.
Sorry about the professor. He can get a bit cranky.
No problem. I'm used to it. I hope to see you again, Clara, under better circumstances.
Me too, Peace. What's your first name anyway?
Warren.
Warren, Peace? Seriously?
The end.
Hey. Hey, you.
You talking to me?
Hey, look what I got here.
It's a fine trench coat. What's under there?
Look at these. Fresh new podcasts. First time's free.
Very delightful. I'm impressed.
Are you talking about podcasts or my balls? Because I'm not wearing anything under this. Yeah, I got this new podcast called Vinland Old Time Radio. You want to try it out?
Calling it new, but it's actually 3 years old, so really it's not new.
Are you calling it quality my my goods?
I'm questioning your marketing techniques, that's all. I think there's a truth in advertising issue here. Otherwise,
You want to try it out or not?
Otherwise, it's a fine. Yeah, I'll take two. I'll take one of those Captain Courage's and one of those Phoenix Risings.
VinlandOldTimeRadio.podbean.com. That's where you find it. And get out of my face. You a cop?
Yes, and so you're telling me that you're selling something I can find for free, just littering the internet?
My plan is not sound. Get that dog away from me. Get him away from me. Ah!
The dog of fiscal irresponsibility has struck again.
VinlandOldTimeRadio.podbean.com. Let this be a lesson to you. Say no to podcasts. Say yes to podcasts. I don't know. Do something. Jesus. Get on my face.
What are you listening to this nonsense for? Two drunk assholes just talking.